Hi, thanks for watching. It's September 1st. That means it's new release day for Technique Junkies. There's some awesome stamps that are available this month. And don't forget, the new release stamps are 15% off now through September the 8th. And if you're like me and you've just got to have it all, there's a special bundle price to buy the entire release. And that sale price is $92.99. Also, if there are items that aren't on sale, you can use my code TJ10Tracy and save 10% off of the non-sale items, which are practically every other item on the website besides these new release stamps. For my video today, we're going to be making this fall themed card using one of the new stamps from Technique Junkies and using lots of shimmering bliss spray. Let's get started. First, we have SD1202 Pumpkin Spice. This is a cute little sentiment stamp that features the words pumpkin spice and everything nice. It features a pumpkin and a couple different leaves. I just love the font on this sentiment stamp and would look great with pumpkins in the background. And it is pumpkin spice season, so I think this is going to go well with our fall cards. And here you see the back. This is what the stamp looks like when it comes to you. And it's a red rubber stamp. Next up, we have this cute little stamp that's called Grateful Leaves. You've got 3 silhouette leaves that say grateful, thankful, blessed. These are actually one solid stamp. However, I'm sure you could do some stamp surgery and cut them apart, do them individually, or stamp them out and then cut them apart individually if you so desired. This would also look great if you stamped it as a background in various spots on your panel. Now this is the stamp called Leaves. It's S920. This is the stamp that I'm using today to make my fall themed card. I fell in love with this one. It was love at first sight. I love these leaves and how they're so, you can see the veins on them and they're overlapping each other. Like a lot of wonderful techniques could be done with this big background stamp. Then we have this sweet little chrysanthemum corner. This is SD1173. So this one features your corner shaped stamp, meaning you could stamp it off in the corner, color it in, or you could do a frame. Very versatile, and this one is perfect for this time of year. I love planting mums around my house in the fall, around the back of our house where our deck is. And I love the colors of mums because they're so vibrant. It's as if you're getting that last nice punch of color before all the leaves die and it turns into winter. Especially where I live, we get really bad winters. Okay, this one is one of my favorites. It's called Dotted Branches. It's S973. This one could be used for fall. I use it on a Christmas card. You could use it just as a regular background, for everyday cards. This one is really versatile and it's got this awesome silhouette look to it. So this is called Dotted Branches. It's a full background stamp. Speaking of autumn, this one is called All About Autumn. It is S975. It says blessings, pumpkin patch, scarecrow, autumn, leaves, crisp, fall harvest, give thanks, spice, hay rides, corn maze, falling leaves, hot chocolate, chili, and colors. And then there's actually a bunch of little acorns and leaves also. This is a full background stamp with these really cool words for fall. These are very popular. I like when Technique Junkies has one of these. Now we've got a cute little black cat. This one is called A Wee Bit Wicked. It is SD1205. Features a very silhouette black cat graphic. It's very graphic to me. It's like reminds you of a comic. This one is called You Say Which, SD1203. It's got a broomstick and it says You Say Which like it's a bad thing. Really cute and snarky. Love it. Love any time when there are kind of witch type stamps out this time of year. All right, this one is called Dripping Spiderweb. It is SD1135. It's a pretty nice size, and it could be used in conjunction with other stamps or as a standalone spooky border for the top of your card. That one is called Dripping Spiderweb. It's got the spider coming down the center and the cobwebs dripping. Okay, now I'm going to show you the Haunted House silhouette. This is S976. I do enjoy this one. I think that house looks very spooky, and the trees are spooky, and I think I could stamp this and just color the windows in with yellow and do like a very atmospheric background. It would look great. Here we have, this one's called Spooky Pumpkin Frame. This is S944, and you've got your pumpkins, your bats, your ghosts, your ghouls, some splatters. This one's really interesting and will be a great frame for a Halloween type sentiment in the middle. And then this one is called Gothic Skull. It is S935. I had a lot of fun creating with this one. So it's got this real ornate wallpaper, and then in the middle are the skulls. So perfect releases for Halloween and for the fall. Now let's go ahead and get started and make our fall themed card. Now the stamp that I'm using again is called Leaves, and the number is S920. I'm going to be stamping this on a panel that I previously applied shimmering bliss spray to. Alright, I'm going to be using gold embossing powder, but before I do that, I want to take my embossing tool, which has a little bit of powder in it. It's from the Rabbit Hole design, and basically it's an anti-static powder. I apply that to my panel, and then I take Versamark, and I'm going to apply Versamark to the stamp. The tool from Rabbit Hole that has the anti-static powder just helps to get rid of any kind of finger marks or smudges that I might have accidentally placed, and it just helps to assure that the area that we're looking to emboss gets the best embossed. I'm using my homemade stamp pressure tool to apply the pressure to this panel. So I know it's really hard to see, but what I did was I created this panel with shimmering bliss spray. It's hard to see the Versamark is what I meant, because it is, you know, a watermark ink. Some of the colors that I used were Just Squeezed for the shimmering bliss spray, Harvest Sunset, and those colors came together very nicely, I think, to create sort of like a fall-ish background. All right, so I'm just using some Nuvo gold embossing powder and embossing this panel. Shimmering bliss sprays are a great way to create a nice background, and they're so easy to work with. I have a video that I did last month using the shimmering bliss sprays, and I created this panel at that time. So I'll try to remember to link that below. If not, I have a Technique Junkies playlist on my YouTube channel. You can just check that out and hit play, and it'll play all my Technique Junkies videos. I really appreciate for you all that are watching. It really just means the world to me that you're willing to just spend some time with me while I craft and create, you know, for the Technique Junkies design team. My YouTube channel is growing, and I'm close to 3,000 subscribers, and I'm really excited because once I finally reach that milestone, I will be giving away a mini mink machine, and Crafty Crit is going to be sending me some supplies to go with it. So one lucky person is going to hit the jackpot, baby, whenever I reach my 3,000 subscribers. All right, so I used my heat tool. I love this panel. I think it's so pretty. And all I did was heat embossed it using that Shimmering Bliss as my background. I think this is pretty, just could stand alone by itself just like this with the sentiment on it. But I was aiming for just a little bit of a different look with just a little bit more added to it. So I have this die. It's from Lawn Fawn. I've had it for a while and have only used it a couple times. And then I have a panel that I ink blended a while ago. And this panel is rainbow colors. It looks like I just dragged the ink pad across the panel, which is perfectly a quick way of creating a colorful background. And I thought if I die cut this using this leaf die, I could get some really pretty fall looking colors and it would create a very nice border. So I'm using my Gemini Junior. I'm going to run this through. And as you can see, it was a nice cut. That's what's nice about the Gemini Junior. Even with the detailed die like this, it does a wonderful job of cutting it quickly. This die also comes with some, I call them like extra. So it's got 3 little acorns. It's got some leaves. And I'm just punching those out first with my fingers, trying to get those so that I can either use them on this card or use them on a future card because they're super cute and they look very nice with this ink blended background. I really like how this turned out because it's got a little bit of gold, a little bit of red, a little bit of orange, a little bit of green. It's just the perfect background for this die. I'll go ahead and speed this up because we all know how long it can take sometimes to get the paper to release, and I'm trying to be really careful. I don't want to rip any of the leaves, so turned out pretty good though. All right, so this is what it looks like after I finished that part. I trimmed my panel and I'm just shaping it with my hands because it's just rolling a little bit just because I heat embossed it. And this works fine just to get it straight enough for me to adhere the frame around it. And I'm just going to use some liquid glue. I put a stamp block on top of that heat embossed leaves panel, just trying to help get a little bit of weight on it so that it flattens out a bit. And here we go with our liquid glue. I'm going to apply it around the edge of this die cut. Okay, I'm just going to speed it up a little bit for the sake of time. But just when you do something like this, you want to get a nice bit of glue around the edges and then maybe a couple little dots of glue on some of the leaves. I don't feel it's necessary for the leaves to be completely flattened down. And then I thought, well, I'll just lay the panel on top of the die cut instead of trying to do it the other way, and it worked out fine that way. All right, so I'm going to use double-sided tape to adhere my embossed leaves and die cut leaves to my card base. I'm just using a white card base. And it's great. I love it, but I feel like it needs a sentiment. So it just screams fall to me. But I don't want a really big sentiment to overtake the card. I just want something like dainty. So I'm going to see what I can find in my stash. Ah, yes, the bone folder. Definitely need to get that card to lay flat. Now it's looking pretty good. So I found a cute sentiment that says fall, but when I laid it against the leaves, it kind of got lost. So I'm going to cut with my decal trimmer a piece of acetate, and then the acetate is what I will apply to the card panel with the sentiment on top. And that's what it's going to look like. Let's grab our panel and assemble that together. Very easy to do. Well, if you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll subscribe. Again, if you subscribe and ring the bell, you'll be notified of all my future videos and when I go live. Also, if you like this card and the release from Technique Junkies, please give this video a thumbs up And please leave a comment below. What do you think about my card? Do you like it? What do you think about this new release from Technique Junkies? Did you see anything that caught your eye? I'd love to hear from you. I read all your comments and they really do mean the world to me. Oh, and finally, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that's September. One final hint with your acetate, you want to hide the glue. So I'm putting just a few little dots of glue behind this sentiment so that when I do adhere it, you will not see that glue at all. And there we have it, a beautiful fall card. Thanks everybody for watching and have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.